From Troy Public Radio, this is Troy University's Sounds of the Stage. I'm Joey Hudson. I'm a host and producer at Troy Public Radio.
Well met. I'm Quentin Cockrell, and I'm a professor of theater at Troy University.
On this show, we listen to some of our favorite scenes from the theater and celebrate the sounds that resonate with us long after we've left our seats.
Forsooth! Today's sound is Shakespeare's use of language in a performance of Twelfth Night. How fare thee, Joseph?
I'm doing well. In today's scene, Olivia is confessing her love to Viola, who has secretly dressed as a man and has been delivering seductive messages from Count Orsino.
Ah, how now?
Quentin, we don't have to talk like that, just the actors.
Et tu, Joseph? Very well. Performing the scene are Addie Carter as Olivia and Cole Hovis as Viola, plus her alter ego, Cesario.
You are servant to the Count Orsino youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
As for him, I think not of him. As for his thoughts, would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I have come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you, I bade you never speak again of him. But were you to undertake another suit, I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did hear, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and, I fear me, you. Under your hard construction must I sit, to force that on you in a shameful cunning which you knew none of yours. What might you think?
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not a grise, for 'tis a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
The clock upbraids me with the waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. Yet, when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho, grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay! I prithee, tell me what thou thinkst of me.
That you think you are what you are not.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were what I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it were, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a degree of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee, so that maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By my innocence and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, that no woman has, nor never none, shall mistress be of it, save I alone. So adieu, good madam, never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayest move that heart which now abhors, to like his love.
That was a scene from William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Next, we'll hear a monologue of Viola, coming to terms with the fact that a woman has fallen in love with her while she's pretending to be someone else, a man, Cesario. Performing the scene again is Cole Hovis as Viola.
I left no ring with her. What means Olivia? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me, so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. none of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis. Poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy it is for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms. Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we, for such as we are made of, such we be. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, oh, now alas the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Time, thou must untangle this. Not I. 'Tis too hard a knot for me to untie.
That was a wonderful scene from Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, produced by Troy University Department of Theater and Dance. And we are here with the director of Twelfth Night, Alex Piper, and one of the actors, Addie Carter. Alex, what can you tell us about the scene we just heard?
So this is one of the scenes where Viola and Olivia start to realize that there might be some sort of connection or attraction to one another. And that's one of the really fun things to watch in this play is the unexpected discoveries. So the scene may start and then something kind of bubbles up and arises spontaneously, and then the characters and the actors pursue that, and we see in real time how that unfolds. And so this is actually one of Shakespeare's more unique plays in that it seems like the events are happening to the characters, less so that the characters are pursuing something that the action then unfolds from. So it's more like this wave of madness or lust, or they all seem to hit some sort of fever pitch. So it seems like they are on the receiving end of the events of the play, much more so than driving the action. So if you think of like the Scottish play, right, the freight train of a play where it's just event, action, action, action. This is much more about unexpected and unforeseen events happening to these characters and big realizations coming from the inside rather than big events washing over them from the outside.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent. Addie, what was it like to play this role?
Olivia was a really fun character to get to dive into because I feel like on a base level of just reading through the play, it's easy to see her as a kind of flat character. But the more I read it, the more I just fell in love with her. I think she's super interesting. Like, she's funny and she's witty and she's really smart and she has a lot of opinions. And it was really fun to get to discover her relationships to the other people in the play and what draws her to them. Specifically in this scene, it's between Viola and Olivia. And when we were rehearsing, we did a lot of talking about at what moment does Olivia start to see Viola as more than just this random messenger sent by Orsino. So that was a really fun thing to get to play around with, and we had a lot of dialogue back and forth about what those moments would be like. So
it's so interesting. Having worked on some Shakespeare myself, you use the word discovery. Can you talk a little bit about how you discovered more the longer you worked on this piece?
Yeah. I think a lot of it comes from just really delving into the play. Instead of just reading it as this like baseline of events that's going on, delving more into the relationships and the specific words and phrases that are used. Like we talked a lot about the difference between when they're using prose versus when they're not. And so that was something that can kind of give you an indication of what those characters are feeling in that moment. Olivia certainly does that a little bit towards the end of that scene. So we talked a good bit about how Olivia is really attracted to wit and to smart and to funny. Like we see at the very beginning of her journey, she's depressed and she's grieving for the loss of her brother and her father. But the one person that she kind of allows to cheer her up is the fool, right? Is Festi, who comes in and kind of toes the line, almost tries to get under her skin, but she likes it. Like this is someone she willingly keeps around and willingly like has in her home all the time because she likes that. She loves that like banter that comes with that. And so we found through the scene with her and Viola that in the beginning she's very dismissive of Cesario because she thinks he's just this random servant from Orsino.
Messenger dude.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And it's not until Cesario kind of drops the facade of messenger and starts just being Viola and making fun of Orsino and being like, oh yeah, you're so beautiful, whatever, that Olivia sort of lets her own facade drop and they find that connection with each other. And yeah, it was really fun to play with.
Wonderful. Alex, you have done a lot of Shakespeare. Yeah, in your career. Yeah. What is it that draws you to Shakespeare?
So I had a mentor at the Shakespeare Theater Company in Washington, D.C., who always called Shakespeare's works the humanist Bible. And I love the way that, because it addresses the nuances of existing. So it's not just purely, the action driving the play, but how the characters can alter that action through their interactions with others. Like in this play, how they are surprised by their own actions, how things bubble up, how things are discovered on the fly. So yet again, to tie into discovery, Shakespeare's characters specifically work their way through the scenes instead of, you think about other classical works, it's much more about reciting. It's much more about a set speech. Shakespeare builds internal stage directions into the text that only can be revealed through discovering what's really in front of them. And if the actor is not truly discovering what's in front of them, the words do not connect. The words do not make sense. So that's what I really love about working on Shakespeare's play, is that it forces the actor and the director into a sense of honest discovery. You can't cheat it. You have to actually work moment to moment to moment to reveal what's in the play itself. So yeah, there's no way around it. You have to go through. There's no way around. You have to actually work moment to moment, beat by beat, to honestly discover what's in that speech. Otherwise, it would not make sense.
Okay. So our podcast is called Sounds of the Stage, and the sound that we're highlighting in this episode is Shakespeare's language. Can you talk about Shakespeare's language and the challenges and the rewards?
I will say the first thing you have to do is demystify it, especially when you are an actor or director. Nothing can be too holy, because the minute that it can't be touched, or the minute that it has to sound a certain way, or it has to look a certain way, you're going to give yourself much fewer options as far as how the scene unfolds or how the play even unfolds. So first is demystifying it. It is you saying these words in order to tell a story with another person in real time, right? They are not holy. Nothing bad is going to happen if, you accidentally say another word in rehearsal, right? It's okay. So once it's demystified, then actually going through the process of breaking the text down, and that's one of the things we did in this process, and they have done very well, which is not just saying what the words are, because that's more of a translation, but an actual actor's paraphrase, which is how are the words being used in the moment? What is it trying to communicate? What is the actor trying to get from the other person, or what do they need from the environment around them? So it's not just literally what the word means, but what is the emotional context of the word? How is that person using that word to gain something, to get something from the other person? So those are kind of the first few steps there. And then also deciding which words are actually important, or we refer to them as the operative words, because when the language is so dense, the audience's ear is only going to catch so many words. We can only process so many words as an audience member. So going thought by thought, if I only hear one word out of this thought, what gives me a sense of the situation, the relationship, and the environment? So demystifying it, breaking it down, having an actor's paraphrase, going through and choosing those operative words, those are 3 essential skills. It doesn't matter if you've done it for decades or this is your first Shakespeare play. That's kind of our starting point. And so every actor in the show has done a great job of applying kind of that basic process. And that's a process I gained through being a teaching artist as well at the Shakespeare Theater Company, teaching anything from middle school workshops to adult night classes. Those are kind of the 3 things that always stood out to me as being effective. And of course, you can frame them in different ways. The exercises can look different depending on the age or the experience level. But if you do those 3 things, the audience will walk away and go, my gosh, they knew what they were saying, which is a great compliment because it means that you're telling the story in a way where the audience is getting something from it and they are connecting to this story. They are honestly connecting to the actor. So it's actually a very good compliment, but it's always funny to hear the same compliment from different shows. So as far as the text itself, those are the challenges: demystifying it, putting it in your own words, and then making sure what is the thought trying to be expressed and how do I, the actor, express it? Because the words have been around in the same order for 400 years, so it matters what you think about the moment, how you actually use those words in this particular production. That's what keeps us coming back to Shakespeare. It's always a slightly new interpretation of the text because there are new actors on the stage. And they all think of the story slightly differently. So, yes, the words are the same, but the interpretation is always slightly different, which keeps it fresh and new.
Thank you, Addie Carter, and thank you, Alex Piper, for joining us today. It's really been a wonderful and interesting conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Joining us today was Addie Carter, who played Olivia in today's scene from Twelfth Night, along with lecturer Alex Piper, who directed today's performance.
You've been listening to Sounds of the Stage, a production of Troy Public Radio and Troy University's Department of Theater and Dance. I'm Joey Hudson.
And I'm Quentin Cockrell. Thank you for listening, and join us again next time. We'll save you a seat.